The methods used to spread this ideological warfare. What are the methods that the enemies of Islam use to spread this ideological warfare on the Muslims? Number one, social media, which is by far from the most powerful of tools of the enemies of Islam. Social media platforms such as Instagram, such as Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, and others. They use these platforms to busy the Muslims and expose them to the evils in this society by using things such as algorithms, by learning your behavior, by exposing you to that which is impermissible and unlawful for you to look at, and causing that to appear and reappear time and time again, causing one to become addicted to social media. When they learn your behavior and your usage on these social media platforms, they know exactly what to show you and present to you in order to have you holding your phone for 10 hours out of a day. And so we can be busy with our phones, holding our phones for 10 hours in a day, or even more sometimes, but we cannot give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 5 minutes to pray. And if we contemplate and ponder over that, then we should be shocked and ashamed. We should be shocked and ashamed of our condition. However, social media has consumed us so much that there is even no time to ponder and contemplate over our conditions. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. The second method used is entertainment, whereby they spread their morals, their values, their beliefs, their culture in music, in movies, in TV shows, by using athletes, the most famous athletes, and causing them to spread their message, allowing all kinds of immorality, allowing them to behave in certain ways, speak in certain ways, dress in certain ways, promote certain ideologies, stand for certain movements, and then the Muslims follow their lead. The Muslims then follow their lead. The third method is education, whereby you yourself take your children to them in order for them to condition them and indoctrinate them. Wallahu musta'an. That they teach them in history, whereby they tell them about their own history. For example, if you may be from the Indo-Pak region or from the African region or from the Middle East, they will tell you a history opposed to the history that you know about your own country. And in that history, they will portray the Muslims in a lowly manner, portray them as Bedouins, ignorant, people who have have not done anything, for example, in the world, have not ever invented anything, are always in need, are living in poverty, do not have any clean water to drink from, and so on and so forth. And what that does is that instills in the Muslim a sense of shame and a sense of embarrassment to be from those places, which causes then an identity crisis for the young Muslim, which then leads them to adopt their ways. And this is a specific tactic that they use on the children. This is a specific tactic that they use from a very young age. Even in entertainment, in movies, you will see them portraying, anytime the movie or the TV show is about a terrorist, they will show a Muslim in a turban and in a thobe. That is indoctrination. That is conditioning. For you yourself as the Muslim, even as a practicing Muslim, to have some sort of fear from a Muslim who is bearded, in a thobe and who looks like a Muslim. And so you find even Muslims now telling you, oh, it's better for you to not wear a thobe, it's better for you not to grow your beard, it's better for you to not look like a Muslim because you will be seen as a terrorist. And even worse than that, you find Muslims who hold that opinion, who when they see a practicing Muslim, a woman in niqab and jilbab, believe her to be extreme or a terrorist. And likewise, a Muslim man in a thobe, in a kufi, in an imamah, so in a thobe, believing them to be a terrorist or an extremist, simply because they look Muslim. And this is part of the indoctrination of the West. This is part of the plan and part of the plots of the enemies of Islam. However, we do nothing but continue to watch and watch and watch, and we've fallen into their trap, which is that they are presenting it to us in a way of entertainment, but rather they have their message in there, and they use psychological tactics for these beliefs and these messages to become engraved in your minds without you ever noticing, without you ever realizing and noticing. And you will only notice if you take the time to ponder and evaluate your beliefs. If you look at yourself 10 to 15 years ago, if you're now an adult, and see what you used to accept as normal and what you accept as normal today, you will come to see that you've been affected. If you look at that which you found to be normal, that which you liked previously, and that which you like today, or that which you have become desensitized to, and your hatred for certain acts of immorality and certain things that were abhorrent and despicable just 10 to 15 years ago, and how lackadaisical you are about them today as a practicing Muslim, let alone a non-practicing Muslim, you will know that you have been affected. The fourth method that they use to spread this ideological warfare is through English literature. In school, when you are learning a particular novel, when you are reading a novel, and you are deriving benefits and lessons from those novels, writing essays or writing papers on these novels, right? You are learning their culture and you are learning their ways. Typically in high school, at least in Canada, we learn some of the books of George Orwell. And you learn certain beliefs and systems such as communism and things like that. And these are the things that are glorified for us, things such as democracy and liberalism. And these are the things that are glorified for us and normalized for us. And then on the other hand, then the Sharia of Islam becomes foreign to us, becomes alien. We do not recognize it. That we have hudud in the religion of Islam, that we have capital punishment for certain sins in Islam becomes something abhorrent, becomes barbaric, becomes barbaric, because what we learned in school was other than Islam. What we learned in school was that the norm is democracy, that justice and fairness is in democracy. And these are the reasons, and these are the plots of the shayateen of ins. The shayateen from mankind, these are the plots that they portray something and make it seem to you as if it's something fair seeming, something good for mankind, and however it could not have been more destructive or something more destructive to you and to your belief as a Muslim. The fifth and final method, and these methods are not restricted to these methods, but rather are simply the five main methods that they use, and obviously there are many more methods that they use in order to spread this ideological warfare, is the news, the media, the news and how they portray Islam, the news and how they portray the Muslim woman, the news and how they portray aspects of Islam, which if the Muslim busies themselves watching the news constantly over and over and over again, while remaining ignorant of their religion, they will fall prey to the propaganda on the news. And once again, the identity crisis will settle in, not only for young children or young adults, but also grown-ups who may have come to the lands of the West, for example, as Muslims who practice their religion. But once you busy yourself with the media and have become affected by the propaganda in the news, then you yourself as a grown-up will become affected and will have this negative attitude to your own religion. And the best of us may simply feel an embarrassment to be proud to be a Muslim, to be proud to be a practicing Muslim has become difficult. And that is due to being affected by these methods that is used for this ideological warfare on the Muslims.